Hi beautiful beings, my name is Brittany.
My name is Connor.
And we're going to be giving an EC, Elimination Communication, update about Ilya, who is now 16 months old.
Indeed. And also, if my no beard is distracting you, you can go watch our other video on my no beard. And we're not gonna focus too much on that, although here I am.
Here you are, beautiful face.
If you've been curious about what ConnorandBrittany.com membership is all about, we have just released free membership.
We'd love for you to come on over and check out the videos, exercises, discounts, and so much more.
Also get into our secret group on Facebook.
Do it. We get a lot of questions about EC updates because it's a fascinating thing, and you could check out another video on our channel where we talked about our initial experience with Elimination Communication with Illy. I think we've only done one, right?
I don't know, it feels like two, but I can't recall.
We've had such a journey. We've been so excited to do EC from the beginning.
Yeah.
And Ilya was just like really rocking it when they were younger in the way that in the way I envisioned they would be, which was like using their little potty, letting us know kind of when they needed to go. We also knew that it was likely they would need to go on certain transitions. So we're just syncing up in that way. And then about, what do you think it's been like?
It's been a while.
6 months?
At least. Yeah, they just have not been enjoying the potty specifically.
They really haven't liked being on the potty or using the potty, and their natural way to want to pee or poop is to squat. They don't want to be sitting.
Mm-hmm. So even when they're using a diaper, they still tend to squat. Like not all the time. Sometimes they'll just stand and be like doing something and they'll start peeing. So it's not all the time, but
yeah.
But not just with pooping, but with peeing as well. I do notice that they squat sometimes, quite frequently. And whether they're wearing a diaper or not wearing a diaper, they tend to do that for both peeing and especially for pooping.
Yeah, and I also noticed this other natural tendency of theirs, which is that they wanted to do it outside.
Mm-hmm.
Like they really wanted to be outside to pee and poop. And so it's been a really cool process for me because I felt like what has gone from something that I had an idea of how it would go, I feel like Ilya's taught me that something else feels better for them. And when I check in with myself, I feel like, oh yeah, like I like squatting better when I pee and poop, and I like going outside better too. So I feel like their natural instincts are on, and it doesn't feel right inside of me to try to convert them to using a potty like at this time right now without being able to explain more like, hey, I know these are your natural instincts, but this is what society says we do. At this time, I feel like, yeah, okay, I want to develop something where they can be more in their natural environment. So I don't know what that is, but like there's so many opportunities to make like a squatting toilet or to have an outhouse, just things that feel, my brain's turning with like, what's a longer term solution that feels more ideal for me and for them? And I think like squatting and composting toilets feel more aligned for me overall. So that's been fun to see that. I feel like Ilya is feeling similar things.
Yeah, and I think most importantly, trying to force Ilya to do anything just sucks. And I think like any parent that's felt like they needed to do that for whatever reason, whether that's good or bad, it's like it just sucks to be in that position with the child.
Yeah.
And for me, it's most comfortable to just allow Ilya to sort of tell me what's feeling best. And on the rarest of occasions, do something different than what they're telling me because it feels maybe like a safety issue. And it certainly doesn't feel like a problem or a safety issue to have them tell me I want to go outside to go pee, or even I want to go outside to the backyard and poop. Like that sounds great to me for now at the age that they are. I feel really good about that. And I prefer that to them being in a diaper that's wet or full of poop. And not that that's a terrible thing, so many people are doing that, and we absolutely do that at times because we're out in the world or we're moving between one place and another, and Ilya goes in their diaper. So, but it sounds nicer, to think about their bottom being dry and they're just like that whole area being nice and free of feces and pee, obviously. Yeah. So I do think that it's different than what we expected.
Yeah.
I do think that Ilya is communicating with us when they need to use the bathroom. They're definitely, in my experience, not communicating it all the time in a way that I understand. But they definitely have the ability, and they definitely utilize that skill.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it will just naturally evolve over time because, you know, we've tried a lot of different things. We've tried taking them with us to use the toilet and putting them kind of in front of us as we're using the toilet to see if we can. We've also had them on the big person toilet, the adult size toilet, because we thought maybe they would.
Both of those things worked at different times.
Yeah, everything has sort of worked at different times. We've tried a lot of different things. And at the end of the day, I think that Ilya is watching us go to a certain place and use the toilet on a regular basis.
They give me toilet paper.
Yeah, so I think it will be pretty organic to get to the point where we transition from either outside or diaper usage to an actual potty. And maybe, like you said, you know, we'll have like a potty set up outside that they can use for that transition, or
so many options. I have put a potty, like a bigger potty, because they've also outgrown their little potty that we got on tinyundies.com. And I put a pad underneath that too, because I want them to have the option to kind of like squat on that pad, which is just a towel right now. And also know, like, here's the potty, it's near the door. We try it. I try it with them maybe like once a week, see how they're feeling about it, and just honing in more on that communication and being up on it when they are going to the door and wanting to go out, which I love. And then a lot of people ask too about what we do at night, and I've done all kinds of different things with Ilya at night. More recently, I've tried getting up with them maybe like twice in the middle of the night when I would go pee, and taking them to pee, and they're like pretty much still asleep during that time. So what I do is like go to the sink or the bathtub, because it's way easier than going outside, and then they tend to wake up more. So I've used that method, or just like using diapers.
Yeah, and when they do go outside, it's actually so much easier to clean up than in their diaper. Like, it just, you know, if they pee like on the little concrete slab we have, we just spray it out. If they pee in the grass, we just leave it. Sometimes we'll spray it down. And obviously if they poop, we just scoop it up, throw it away, and spray down the spot. And they're really involved in that too. It's really cool. Like, when they poop, they kind of look at us and they're like, there's that thing. And what we've done too is like use these leaves to clean it up and throw it away, and they'll get a leaf and come and like hand it to us. So I mean, there's a lot of awareness and communication happening, and I think, like we said, it's different than what we expected, and that makes sense.
Yeah,
you know?
I really love that they're so, like, they know what their poop looks like. They know how it comes out of them. They're really fascinated. Sometimes they watch. Yeah. And I love that it's not this shameful thing that we, like, that's hidden away in any way. I love that they're I feel like it's such a poop positive home.
Yeah, absolutely.
And not to feel like, yes, there are things to think about with sanitation. And also, that doesn't mean this thing is bad or dirty.
Right.
And also, I recognize that we do this really differently than most of the world probably would.
Yeah.
And that is so great, too.
Yeah. The one last thing that comes to mind that we read, I can't remember who shared about it, maybe you remember, but is like in diapering, what we've done, as soon as Ilya could stand on their own, we've put a diaper on them as they're standing, rather than take them from their standing position and lay them on their back and put the diaper on, because I think that is kind of disempowering. And, you know, as soon as I heard that, wherever we heard that.
It was Andrea, who does GoDiaperFree.com, who also runs Tiny Undies.
It just immediately was like, oh, yeah. Absolutely, you know?
It's like they've passed that phase of, I forget what she called it, but it really stuck with me. Just like how they're developed, like they're able to stand.
Right.
So we're not like, like saying forcing like, now I'm putting you on your back. And
let me sort of revert you back to the stage where you couldn't take care of your own walking and lay you on your back. And I think just psychologically, I think that feels so much better for me. And I'm assuming it feels better for Ilya. And, you know, it's just like stuff like that I think is really cool to pass on, because I wouldn't have necessarily thought about that. And just hearing it, it was just immediately like, oh, absolutely, I want to do that.
And they like getting dressed now too, which is cool.
Which is really cool.
Yeah, they're a part of the process because we do it standing up. So it's like cool. Like you want to put your foot in your pants or shirt, and they do. They like
put your foot in your shirt.
Do you like exactly? They've brought me their socks.
Oh yeah.
To like put on. They wear these socks when we go to this park.
Yeah, I don't think they've ever fought clothing, and I think it's because we don't fight clothing with them.
We don't put it on them either, like when they don't want it, or unless if it's necessary.
It's a very gentle process, and diapering is the same way. I mean, I'll just wait an extra 5 or 10 minutes sometimes to put a diaper on them, you know, if they're just saying like, I want that right this second. And it's pretty clear to me that there's, you know, when they're like, no, like, get away, I'm playing with this ball right now. So. And
they know, I think they have a sense like, cool, if we're gonna go out into the world, we'll put a diaper on you first. And we've also tried these little underwear, which I think they like wearing more, and they get it. And they're also like, sometimes it works out well, and sometimes they'll pee in it. So but it's fun to kind of like introduce that as like, you're not wanting a diaper right now? Okay, here's another option. Do you want to try this thing?
Yeah, it's been awesome. And I think, you know, not having any sort of set expectation about how it's supposed to be keeps it in a relaxing place for Ilya, and that feels like the most important thing. And we have the time and space to do this. We've set up our lives so that like this is the number one thing I'm doing in my life. Yeah. I think all of us. So. And I totally get that. There's a million ways to take care of this particular thing. You know, that babies poop, and what do we do about that? And I don't think there's a better way to do it. Like, it really depends on what your situation is. And for example, you know, we really love using the cloth diapers. That's worked so well for us. And we also know some really incredible, powerful people that use disposable diapers, and they have their reasons for that. And like, I have no judgments about that at all. And I think it's just cool for all of us to have these different ways of doing things that we can just say, here's what's working for me, and then allow ourselves the freedom to do what works for ourselves. Yeah, I love that. I feel like our lives are perfect as they are, and choosing activities that make sense based on our lives and what we need to do to feel like successful in what we're doing makes complete sense. Indeed. All right. Okay. See y'all. Love you.